The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Napheesa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty.
Caitlin Clark just sent the strongest message of her pro career, and she did it without saying a single word to Cheryl Reeve. Justice has never looked so smooth or so savage. The WNBA All-Star Game just flipped the script, and Caitlin Clark is the author of this new chapter. While most fans were watching draft picks and rosters, Clark was plotting something bigger, a bold, unfiltered move that sent shockwaves through the league. She didn't just build a team, she traded Cheryl Reeve right out of the head coach seat, with the finesse of a future MVP and the energy of someone done playing nice.
Caitlin Clark just made the funniest All-Star selections ever. She just picked her friends. She made sure she picked no ops, as people like to call them. She made sure there were no ops on her team. If she's played with a player before, like Sonia Citron, she picked her. Gabby Williams, she picked nobody that tweeted a negative thing about her. She's picked nobody that has said a negative thing about her in the media. She picked none of her rivals.
But make no mistake, this wasn't a routine all-star shuffle. This was Clark grabbing the steering wheel of her own narrative and veering away from the drama. Cheryl Reeve dragged her through the Olympic snub, the shade-filled tweets, the subtle digs. Clark didn't just remember, she responded. And if you're feeling this energy and want more unfiltered breakdowns like this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Courtside Legends. We're bringing you the story behind the box. Score every time.
Yo, this is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading the coach.
This wasn't a coincidence. It was calculated. During a live ESPN broadcast, Clark looked straight at Napheesa Collier and said, "I don't know if this is in the rules, but we already discussed. We're going to trade coaches." That wasn't just confidence. It was a power move wrapped in grace. Clark knew exactly what she was doing. She took control of the moment and sent a clear message. "I'm done letting the league control my story."
With you here, Caitlin, you said you might be aggressive on the trade market once this opened up. Is there any player that you're looking to get to? And remember, it has to be apples to apples trade here. Starter for starter, reserve for reserve. The good news is you can't go wrong with this type of talent. Anyone looking to make a deal here?
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. He's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello.
Meanwhile, Reeve probably thought she'd cruise through the All-Star festivities, coach the league's top draw, and soak in the spotlight she's done little to earn lately. But Clark, she remembers every slight, every time Reeve undermined her value with subtle jabs. And she wasn't about to let that same person stand on the sideline pretending to cheer her on.
Caitlin Clark was supposed to be coached by Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. Napheesa Collier was supposed to be coached by New York Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello. They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride. I can't do that. Fee, she probably called him the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her. I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're going to be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please.
The tension between these two didn't start last week. Reeve's been on the opposite side of Clark's momentum from the jump. Remember those cryptic tweets? Number 12 teams hashtagged the W as more than one player aimed squarely at Clark, while she shattered college records and carried the league's media relevance on her back. Reeve, despite being Team USA's coach, conveniently had no comment when Clark was left off the roster. At some point, that stops being a coincidence and starts being an agenda.
Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from.
See, that's the thing about generational players they don't forget. Champions carry receipts. So when Clark finally had leverage, she didn't flinch. She replaced Reeve with New York Liberty's Sandy Brondello, a coach who actually wins and doesn't weaponize social media. Brondello's resume. Back-to-back WNBA Finals appearances and the respect of the locker room. The energy shift was instant. Even her teenage son got the message. Texting her, "Mom, you got traded." That's the kind of culture Clark is curating. Focused, competitive, and drama-free.
Brondello's like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. So wait, Caitlin Clark had Chrissy Sides, who never let her. Okay. Now she's got Stephanie White, who wants to do off ball. Oh, okay. And now Sadie Brondello's like, wait, I could show Caitlin what she's been missing this whole entire. I can set up an offense like, oh, here comes recruitment year of 2028.
As for Reeve, she had to sit through it. Live, public, unavoidable. Clark essentially said, "Thanks, but no thanks," in front of the entire league and moved on. The same coach who once tried to gatekeeper Clark's success just got boxed out by a player not even the full years into her pro career, and while Clark was making boss moves. She also built an all-star team that's scary good. A'ja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Satou Sabally, Aliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Gabby Williams, Jackie Young. This isn't a roster, it's a statement.
Caitlin Clark actually has a complete roster to start her team. She's got Caitlin Clark at the 1, Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satou Sabally at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satou Sabally. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two. We got AB at the 4 and A'ja Wilson at the 5. Starters for starters, this should be a victory. I know it's the All-Star game, but
Clark didn't just build a team, she built a family. Her first pick, Aliyah Boston. Her first reserve, Kelsey Mitchell. She made sure her Fever teammates were riding with her. Proving loyalty still matters in a league full of politics, but this team wasn't just about chemistry. It's stacked with high IQ players who can shoot, defend, and win. A'ja brings MVP dominance. Sabrina adds long-range firepower. Sabally brings international versatility, and they all fit together like puzzle pieces. This team wasn't thrown together. It was crafted to win.
Between the players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star. So that's the way it went down. Here are the teams. You can see Caitlin Clark celebrating what she was able to accomplish here. That's her squad. Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Sabally, Mitchell, Gabby Williams. I love Gabby Williams. What a player. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Jackie Young, Thornton, Kayla Thornton from the Valkyries. So Clark should have a very fast team.
The internet knew exactly what was happening. Caitlin just fired Cheryl Reeve. Goodbye, Cheryl. Social media lit up with support for Clark's decision, and it wasn't just fans being petty. It was recognition. Clark wasn't being passive. She was making moves. Reeve's camp probably spinning in circles trying to figure out how their veteran coach just got cooked by a second-year pro. But this wasn't petty revenge. It was professional evolution. Clark's tired of the noise, tired of politics, tired of gatekeeping.
Now as Gangster Clark heard Cheryl crusted blueberry muffin ass Reeve being salty in that press conference, throwing shade at the Fever and said, nope, get her punk ass up out of here. She ain't about to coach my team for the All-Star game, and that's why I call her Gangster Clark, because whatever Gangster Clark wants, Gangster Clark gets.
And let's just acknowledge the irony. Reeve, the coach who likely hoped to latch onto Clark's shine, got bounced. Traded to coach Team Collier, while Clark upgraded to someone who actually respects her. Clark didn't settle. She didn't play along. She fixed the problem. That's leadership. That's the championship mentality. And now she gets to collaborate with a coach who actually understands how to work with stars, not diminish them.
Bruh, tell me y'all just saw Caitlin Clark destroyed Cheryl Reeves on national TV. I know y'all saw free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke. Bruh, Caitlin Clark want all the smoke. Caitlin Clark want all the smoke, bruh. Bruh, she just annihilated Cheryl Reeves on national television. I didn't see that coming. They asked Caitlin Clark, hey, Caitlin, are there any player trades you like to make? Nah, I'm kind of set with my team, but I would like to trade coaches.
On one sideline, Cheryl Reeve, a coach who downplayed Clark's impact. On the other hand, Sandy Brondello is a proven winner who knows how to turn star power into team success. Clark's starting five might be one of the most lethal in All-Star history. Clark at point, Sabrina is raining trees, Ajaya owning the paint. Sachu is stretching on the floor, Boston anchors the defense, the bench equally loaded, Mitchell, Williams, and Young are all ready to go. This isn't an all-star squad. It's a warning shot.
When you look at it, I mean, Williams is really fast for a forward. Obviously, Kelsey's very fast. Citron's very fast. Jackie Young's one of my favorite players. Iriafin, a rookie, can get up and down the floor. Ionescu can help spread the floor along with Kelsey and Clark so they can really shoot. Caitlin made sure to get some size. She actually passed up on Paige Beckers to take Sabali, and she took Asia Wilson with her third pick. If Asia had fallen any further down the board.
But the real beauty in all of this, Clark never made it personal. She made it purposeful. For too long, she's let others control the conversation. Coaches, media, and executives are all trying to shape her into something safe, something marketable. But Clark doesn't need a filter. She needs freedom, and by trading out the toxicity, she's sending a signal to the rest of the league. Support matters, respect matters, and she's done tolerating anything less.
I don't know what's gotten into Caitlin Clark. You are leaning into this bad guy role. I love it. I don't know what's gotten into you, Caitlin Clark, but you've been on some I don't give a F lately. I love it. Oh my God, I cannot believe she just eviscerated and embarrassed Cheryl Reeve on national TV like that. They said, hey, would you like to make a player trade? It's better yet, I'll do you one better. Get this fucking coach up out of here. Hey.
Reeves' little number 12 teams tweet that just aged like milk. Because the one player she tried to diminish is now the reason the entire league is seeing new life. This isn't just a coaching swap, it's symbolic. Clark chose vision over ego, respect over control, and excellence over noise. Brondello isn't just a coach. She's a partner in building something special, and Clark knew that. This was about culture, about growth, about winning.